beautiful people, hello! Welcome to Life in America with Nelia. And for today, I have a very interesting topic to share with you guys, especially if you're coming to Minnesota or just you're moving to America and you are thinking about which state you would like to live. So for today, our topic is about the pros and cons of living here in Minnesota. So stay tuned and we're gonna go to more details about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share my channel. Oh. Anyway, thank you for supporting and just by being there for watching my channel. I'm so happy about it and I do appreciate every one of you. All right. So before we jump into the pros and cons, I just want to give you a little bit of backgrounder about Minnesota. So Minnesota has a 5.7 million populations and it has 10,000 lakes. And Minnesota is one of the Midwest states of America and the home for Mall of America. Nice. All right, so now let's jump to the first cons of living here in Minnesota. As you all know, Minnesota is a home of snow. No, I'm joking. But in Minnesota, we have the longest winter. It starts in October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Sometimes we still have snow or blizzard, but probably in April we're warming up. But in total, we have like 6 months of cold months. So, how do you find it? When you are coming from the tropical country, like the Philippines, oh, gusto mo yan. You will love it. I love it. At first, because of the change of temperature and everything, malamig. And it's just, you don't know how to strategize, how to keep yourself warm. But eventually, I found out that it's the layering that keep your life easier. You just have to go with the flow, with the temperature. You add layer, or you take one layer. That's how you live day by day during the winter. And it's fun. I like it. I like it really. Ako lang ba? From the inside, it's nice to see snow. But if you're driving, it's a different story. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But you just have to be careful. Minnesota knows already that. They knows how to deal with snow. With the road, with the icy road, with the snowy road, with muddy, mushy road. So, yeah. So, you will eventually adapt to that if you are here in Minnesota. Number 2, cons. They said in Minnesota, there are only 2 seasons. Winter and construction. Because the start of April or the spring, it's all about road work ahead. Because they are fixing all these roads, construction of roads. And I think the downside of having winter or having a long months of winter is the salt causes damage to the road. And that's why it creates so much holes and crevices. And so that's when they do the fixing during spring, summer, and fall. So 2 seasons, winter and construction ahead. That's how they look at here. So lots of rerouting and you put more time allowance when you're traveling during spring, summer, and fall because of construction ahead. Construction ahead. So you have to shift. And yeah, if you are a new driver, that's another challenge because I don't know where to exit. So yeah. The third, I should say, is during the summer, you have lots of mosquitoes. They said it's because of we have 10,000 lakes and some are stagnant or something. So that would maybe the cause of having so much mosquitoes. But for a Filipino, lamok lang yan. Lamok lang ang walang ganti. Ayan naman ang corny. Sige. So yeah, let's go to the pros of living here in Minnesota. Number 1 pros of living here in Minnesota. Minnesota ranked as the 5th best state of the country for quality living. Oh, diba? Ganda-ganda. And second, Minnesota have 4 seasons. I think if you're coming from tropical country or in the Philippines, you will really enjoy Minnesota. Personally, I love it because I have the fall. Let's start. I have the spring where it's just 35 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And then, as a gardener person that I am and my husband, so it's just like a heaven to us when we see the ground turning brown and the trees turning green. So it's just like a sign that, oops, summer's coming. And then, yeah, we start preparing our yards, our raised garden bed. So, spring, summer, is it super hot in Minnesota in summer? Well, it's just like 70 to 90. It's very seldom that it reach 100 Fahrenheit. So, and it's only few days of that. So, but since we are used to storm, if it's 90 degrees, we somehow panic that it's so hot. And I remember that if it's so hot, the ice cream in Target is selling like hotcakes. The watermelon is selling like hotcakes. So that's how Minnesota is, because our body is freezing. So when it reached 80s, 90s, we ran for ice cream. We ran for watermelons. Yeah, so yeah, 70 to 90. Yeah, and that is our summer temperature. And if it reaches 100 and over, parang La Nina na yan. Yeah, so sobrang init na yun. The humidity. But it doesn't really take that long because it's only happen in August, September. Because in October, it's starting to drop down. That's where the fall is. So we're going back to the 60s, 50s, 40s. And then October, the second half of October, that is where the surprises comes. Because that is where the hail, once in a while, snow, and surprise, it's cold. And end of October or first week of November, that is where the temperature drops below 30s, or it's called freezing temperature. But the good news is for the 2 winters already, we don't have that much snow. Unlike 3 years ago, that we had a lot of snow that we don't know where to put it. We ran out of space to pile up our snow. So, I don't know if it has something to do with the global warming. But our winter lately is not that really snowy. However, it's very cold. It's crazy cold because it's below zero. -20, -22, something like that. But another but, Minnesota, you can have. They said that you can have a one, what do you call, a four season in 1 week, because if today is like 30, tomorrow could be 40, and then 60, 70, and drop to 30. It's crazy, the pattern of temperature. So yeah, and that is more enjoyable. You just have to go with the flow, have your coat ready, have your hoodie ready. I think my favorite is the fall because of the colors. It's lovely, it's gorgeous. Who doesn't like fall? I love it. That the road trip is very uh it's very nice because of this color surrounding you. So, and the third cons is affordable living. So far, Minnesota has, people can live a quality life of living because I think we have all here. Some of the big manufacturings and farming lands also located in Minnesota. And so food is affordable. And compared to California, compared to New York, our quality of living is not that expensive. The rents, not the apartment rentals, yeah. And because I remember some of my coworkers before, they moved from California to Minnesota, and they said that it's just the rental is half the price of what they're paying in California. So not bad. Number 4, pros of living here in Minnesota is the clothings are free or tax free. So yeah, that is something, because I am thinking about that. Maybe tax free because we have 4 season and we have changing and changing of our. We have to buy new clothes or change clothes according to the season. So maybe, I don't know if it makes sense, pero nakakatulong. It help us because people keep shopping every time the season ends. You have to get ready for the next season, and that includes your clothing. So maganda rin. Actually, I like it. That's what we do there. We do here. Every season we prepare for it. Of course, we get bigger, so we get bigger sizes, so we have to shop. Ganun lang yun, cycle of sizes. So we do shopping every season. And the number 5 pros of living here in Minnesota is a lot of job opportunities for locals and for foreigners. There are so many Filipino coming to Minnesota to work. Some are teachers. So there are nurses, caregivers. If you want to work here in Minnesota, just search for those agency that they give working visa. And there are also agency that provides working visa for teachers. A lot of teachers who are coming here in Minnesota, and I think they're getting a pretty good salary for that. So if you want to work here, start searching now. I hear there's still so many openings for teachers and nurses. If you are a Filipino and you're coming to Minnesota, don't worry, guys, because the pros numbers 6 is we have a large Filipino population here in Minnesota. It's over 24,000 Filipinos living here in Minnesota. Could you believe it? And it's true. That's why we have so many Filipino activities here. We have Philippine Day. We have even Pasko Sanayan, the Christmas party for Filipino community. And there are also the Filipino minnesotan associations where they continue to hold activities to continue to showcase Filipino culture and heritage to the new generations living here in Minnesota. So that is really good, especially if you have kids, because they can connect to their Filipino roots, and they can engage to their co-Filipinos, mga kababayan natin dito sa Minnesota. So, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Hindi yun. So, yeah. Don't worry. There's so many Filipinos here in Minnesota. How about, maybe you ask, how about stores? Asian store, Filipino store. It's another thing. Don't you worry. Because wherever the Filipino is, the Filipino food is there. So, there's a lot of Asian store, Philippine Oriental store, or Philippine store, Asian Mart. Oh, Asian Mart. Hello. So, Filipino Village store. What else? Dragon Star, Filipino Oriental. So, there's so many Filipino store that you can do your grocery shopping. Not only that, if ever you are in a suburb or somewhere else that you are far from the physical Philippine store, you can shop online. Yeah, there are so many, not so many, but few online store that you can get your Filipino cravings. So don't you worry about that. Don't you worry. Oh, ano ba yan? Yeah. So, and if you are coming here, might as well bring your favorites para you're not going to buy anymore here. So, yeah. You will feel homesick for a little bit, and then you'll get used to it. Okay. For number 7, cons, this is something that I'm thankful about, I'm grateful about, because Minnesota is not a center for natural disaster. What I'm talking about? Well, the worst you will experience is snowstorm, blizzard, and that's it. A little bit of flooding for a few areas, but we don't have wildfire. We can somehow see and smell some ashes from Canada or California. I think more on Canada part, but not in Minnesota. So you don't have to worry about it. We don't have flood or hurricane. So that's a relief. So coming from the Philippines that we have 26 typhoons in a year, or floodings or earthquake. So it's a relief that you are here in Minnesota. You don't have to worry about it. In my 7 years of stay here, so far, the only thing I experience is snowstorm, blizzard, and hail. And then more of the issues are road problems during snowstorm. But other than that, you're good. You just have to relax, enjoy the snow. Yeah. So, that's it, guys. That is my opinion based on my experience living here in Minnesota. That is the pros and cons of living here in Minnesota. I hope somehow it helps you in finding answers to your questions. Would you like to live here? Is it good to live here in Minnesota? So, now, it's up to you. But, in my personal experience, I love here in Minnesota. Alright, so thank you for watching Life in America with Nelia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you guys in my next video.